This joke about a beeper going off apparently is the worst thing that's ever happened on CNN. Just on that Puerto Rico joke, which is still, I can't believe I'm still hearing about it. Joe Biden has responded by calling half of America garbage.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
Joe isn't really helping Kamala in these moments, is he, Ami? Do you think he realises that he's doing damage to her cause at times, or is it just a lucky accident? He has no idea what's happening.
He doesn't realize anything. Come on, Rita, look. First of all, can I just one comment? He's the president of the United States. Do you see the framing on that? I mean, who put, like, it's like literally they got to use Sky News Australia's tech people. Those guys are first class. It's like he just sat there, no lighting, right? Just no mic, just threw the laptop up. It was horrible. No, he doesn't know anything. And finally, Rita, I got to say, I kind of blame you.
It's like FaceTiming your great-grandpa.
Yes. Oh, no. Great-grandpa's I'm sure, much more technically savvy and competent than Uncle Joe. Look, Rita, at this point, I got to blame you for elder abuse. Can you stop it? Can you leave the poor man alone? Look, you just told me what he said. The only reason I have to trust you, because I couldn't understand a word he was saying. I listened to that clip 5 times. I had to slow it down. The guy cannot put a sentence together. It's terrible. Now, look, I know he was riffing on the garbage joke, right, by Puerto Rico and Hinchcliffe. I mean, look, was it a mistake to bring Hinchcliffe on? Of course it was. But he is an insult comic. It's what he does for a living. That joke was not out of bounds relative to what he normally says. In fact, it was kind of tame. Hinchcliffe's kind of what he does for a living. Do I like it? Not particularly. Certainly not for an event like that. But at the end of the day, beyond the joke itself was oh God, I got so much joy watching the media trying to make this a news cycle, right? They spent an entire week talking about this. They were they're trying to squeeze as much juice from a lemon that was essentially dry. But it was hilarious watching them do it. Yes, this is the party, the Democratic Party, that calls for civility, right? Calling half the country garbage. That's very civil. Thanks, Uncle Joe.
They have tried to get mileage out of this joke. You know what? I actually do like Tony Hinchcliffe. I love his involvement in the Tom Brady roast. That was brutal. That was funny. I don't think it was a mistake. I don't see Latinos as some hypersensitive group that are going to change their vote based on a joke some dude made. It wasn't a joke that Trump uttered. It was from, and George Lopez made even a more offensive joke, arguably, at a Kamala rally just a few days ago, suggesting that all Mexicans are thieves. I didn't see any meltdown after that. Now, I know you've been out there talking to people yourself, Ami. You hit the streets with your camera, and this time you're asking people to explain Kamala's speeches. So you would read out word for word what she has said and see if they could understand it.
And you tell me what the hell she's trying to say.
Gotcha. Is it Kamala Harris?
Yes. On top of everything else that we know and don't know, yet based on what we've just been able to see, and because we've seen it or not, doesn't mean it just happened. For us, at every moment in time, and certainly this one, to see the moment in time in which we exist and are present, and to be able to contextualize it, to understand it, where we exist in the history and the moment as it relates to not only the past, but the future. Do you want me to repeat that?
You did try your best, but the good folk of Malcolm X Boulevard in Harlem couldn't decipher what Kamala was trying to say.
Can you understand what she's trying to say?
No, you have to explain it more a bit.
So how am I supposed to help?
Tell me what she's trying to say.
How the hell am I supposed to know?
That might have been nonsense. That was gibberish. I'm not gonna hold you.
I don't even know what that even means.
You Jewish?
I am.
Oh, wow. You married?
I'm not married.
Oh, you're not? Are you dating?
Yeah. Business, baby.
Ami, you're not supposed to use these vox pops to drum up personal business for your dating life. That's not the point. But Tell me about the experience there. What's the mood there? Are they going to back her regardless of the fact that she's a poor candidate because they hate Trump? Are they energized about voting? What was the vibe in Harlem?
No, and no. Yeah. No, they're not energized. These people aren't stupid. They're not saying, hey, you're a black woman, therefore I should vote for you. Okay? That's not the way this thing works. She's dropping the ball when it comes to black community, and they know. It's why they're in panic mode. Look, I know what the polling is saying on the black vote. He's going to get the biggest vote in the last 60 years. I think it might be bigger than that. I mean, anecdotally, when I go out to the black community talking about Trump and Harris, not only is there not excitement about her, I just hear a lot of people say we're going to vote for Trump. Like right now, the polling saying 50% of black men, right, 25% of the entire black population is going to vote for Trump. It's a massive number. But I think, look, this idea, and it's whole like every time you say, "Oh, word salad," this is not just white Republican men who say this thing, right? When I went out there and I started the premise of this video by saying, "I'm going to read you a quote, and then you tell me who said it." They all jumped in before I had a chance to even read the quote and go, Kamala Harris, like they knew where this was going. They understand that she is so vapid that she just throws in a bunch of incongruous words and hopefully people will think she's smart. She's covering up that she doesn't know what she's talking about. I and you and conservatives are not the only person who noticed this. Everyone does, including black people. Look, when I do something, when I do a video, yes, it's funny. The comedy, the entertainment is just a delivery device for something more important. And what it's saying is they recognize what we have been saying in the conservative eco-universe, even though they don't listen to us, right? They're not really part of our eco-universe for the most part. They know what's going on because they're not dumb. Look, it is so gross how the Democratic Party takes for granted the black vote. I think black people finally saying we're done being taken for granted.
Well, I do worry about some of the advice she's getting because there are those who are telling her, look at the enormous audience Trump got with Joe Rogan. You should do Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan goes for 3 hours. They cover a wide range of topics over that time. If you were giving her advice, would you tell her to do Joe Rogan? I think it would be a disaster.
No, please don't. No, look, I would love for her to go on and implode, but you know what? I'm begging her, don't do it. Look, yes, I do not want you to win, and if you go on there, you'll destroy yourself, but please don't do it. It's going to be too painful for the entire country. I'm begging you. I'm giving you solid advice here. Do not do it. Do yourself a favor. You can't handle it.
That is solid advice indeed. Ami Horowitz, thank you for your time this evening.
Always a pleasure.